From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. AccuWeather's severe weather experts are sounding the alarm on what will likely be one of the season's worst and most expansive severe weather outbreaks across parts of the Plains and Mississippi Valley. AccuWeather's Dan Pitonowski said that this will be a dangerous stretch of severe weather across the central portion of the U.S. The atmosphere is primed for multiple rounds of thunderstorms, with conditions intensifying on Monday. Included in the risk for severe weather will be the threat of multiple strong and long-track tornadoes. AccuWeather's Tyler Royce said severe weather has been relentless across the central U.S. this past week, with more than 30 tornadoes and over 230 reports of hail in the past week. Included in the reports was a confirmed twister that struck Enid, Oklahoma on Wednesday, with estimated winds of 175 miles per hour, making it the strongest tornado on the planet so far this year. Multiple storm systems combining with clashing air masses have led to the flurry of severe weather, and the latest, moving from the plains to the Midwest early this week, may end up being the strongest of the bunch. Southeastern parts of the Sooner State and far northeastern Texas experienced large hail, damaging winds, and at least one tornado late Friday. And as AccuWeather meteorologists accurately predicted, Saturday brought a repeat of those same hazards to a large chunk of the nation's midsection. More tornadoes occurred across southern Oklahoma and northern Texas on Saturday evening, with one tornadic storm tracking just northwest of the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. Reports of hail ranging from 2 to 3 inches in diameter were common occurrences, with the strongest storms in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Arkansas. Severe thunderstorms from Sunday night continued into early Monday morning across Missouri, with large hail causing significant damage across the region, and more is expected with newer rounds of storms. The current severe weather outbreak will drag into the new work week and will likely reach its crescendo farther east, where millions more reside across the Mississippi Valley and the Midwest. The risk zone will extend nearly 1,000 miles from Mississippi to Wisconsin on Monday. The greatest threat for damaging winds will be centered over the St. Louis region. Curiously enough, until Monday, the St. Louis metropolitan area will have managed to avoid any severe thunderstorms despite storm systems dancing around the region since last week. That luck will likely run out as multiple ingredients for powerful thunderstorms, including very warm and humid conditions, come together ahead of a strong storm. Pitonowski warned that severe thunderstorms erupting in these conditions can produce tornadoes, large hail, wind gusts over 80 miles per hour, and torrential downpours. People should plan ahead and stay alert, especially if traveling or attending outdoor events. Despite every day of the outbreak, including at least one reported tornado so far, no day and night may be as active as today. Yet another high-risk area is in effect during the afternoon and at night, and includes the threat of an all-out tornado outbreak from around St. Louis north through eastern Missouri, central and southern Illinois, and southeastern Iowa, including the cities of Peoria and Springfield, Illinois. Some of the tornadoes could be strong and end up being rated at an EF3 or higher intensity, packing winds of well over 100 miles per hour. Additionally, conditions appear favorable for twisters to remain on the ground for long distances, making them especially dangerous. Residents and businesses in this area should review their tornado emergency plans in advance of this high-risk day. Tornadoes after dark are especially dangerous, which is why those in the threat area must have a way to receive warnings at night, including via the AccuWeather app. The severe weather threat is forecast to finally begin subsiding closer to the middle of this week, when it appears flooding downpours will become the primary threat, as opposed to strong winds, hail, or tornadoes. Pitonowski said that the risk of storms will shift east on Tuesday, with cities from Texas into the Ohio Valley possibly seeing storms and downpours develop, and while the rain may help with drought, repeated downpours over the same areas can quickly lead to flash flooding. Well, a late season freeze last week brought damaging cold to the mid Atlantic, threatening crops just as orchards and berry fields entered critical stages of growth. Record lows were set in parts of the region from April 20th and 21st, including 24 degrees in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Temperatures also dropped to 27 at Dulles, Virginia, and 28 in Charlottesville, Virginia. Colder pockets dipped even further, such as 9 degrees in Canaan Valley, West Virginia, underscoring the intensity of the cold snap. Farmers worked through the night ahead of the freeze, trying to protect vulnerable crops. Many used irrigation systems to continuously spray fields. While it may seem counterintuitive, the technique helps shield plants because as water freezes, it releases heat, protecting blossoms from even colder air. In Pennsylvania, farmers at Way Fruit Farm reported heavy losses to apple and peach blooms, but expressed some optimism for strawberries after fields thawed later in the week. Growers also turned to other methods to fight the cold. Some vineyards used controlled flames near vines, while Knower Vineyards in Virginia's Shenandoah Valley deployed helicopters overnight to push warmer air down onto crops. The freeze is expected to reduce yields across the region as the growing season continues. That's all for now. You can find more regional forecasts and science-based articles at AccuWeather.com, and for your local forecast at your fingertips, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day, stay weather aware, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.